Very lucky to have you on our Jackson's Real Food Conversations series. And just looking at the screen, it's amazing what COVID does. It keeps you locked in your car, and I'm locked in my filing room. So apologies to the visitors who expected a little bit of a better background.
How's it, Gary? Yes, indeed. I'm on the side of the freeway, yes, I'm at least looking at a farm.
We think about farms all the time.
But then that said, it's not a very good farm. It's a chemical berry farm, which makes me very upset.
Oh, that's not good. But I see your windows are up, so you're pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm not getting any drift. It's all fine in that regard.
So, Andrew, we've gone back a while. We've met through Grass-Fed. We've met through a number of different forums, but most of our customers haven't got a clue who you are and what you do. And you've got a lot to do with soil. So, do you want to just give us a brief intro in terms of what do you do in the supply chain of ours?
Okay, well, I am involved with the Regenerative Agriculture Association of South Africa, and the core of that is to promote regenerative farming in South Africa or Southern Africa. And in a nutshell, regenerative farming is farming in such a way that soil is regenerated rather than degenerated through the production of a crop. And this is crucial for our environment. It's crucial for sustainability, enable for us to carry on producing food. For instance, in the US at the moment, in big industrial agriculture, they're using 10 kilojoules of fossil fuel energy to produce 1 kilojoule of food energy. And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to work out that that's not balanced. Then coming back to the soil, every nation on the planet is losing soil hand over fist at the moment. And we need to go back to focusing on working and farming with nature, and making sure that we have soil in 10 years to farm with, and we have soil in 20 years and 30 years to farm with. But that immediately that the soils that we are farming with have the capacity to provide us with nutritious food.
Great. I mean, I think that's absolutely spot on, and it's a hot topic at the moment. This whole issue around soil, because the farmers that are, I'm going to use the word abusing soil, and when I say abusing soil, it's not adding anything back, but just taking out. And from a layman's point of view, I think the customer today in a retail environment understands that if you keep growing carrots in the same soil and you do nothing to that soil except just leave it, your quality of your carrots going to decline. So at Jackson's, we're very focused on farmers who put back organic matter into the soil. What's your view on this, and in terms of getting the percentage of organic matter up? What does it do, not just to the farm, but in your opinion, what will the spin-off be to the produce that comes off that farm?
Yeah, so getting organic matter up. I mean, the problem is, as you pointed out, there's a lot of mining rather than farming going on. And what's great about retailers like you is you looking for farmers who farmers rather than farmers who are mining. And we all know what happens to mines. They eventually close down. And so a really important step of rebuilding soils is around organic matter. It's crucial to kicking off the whole system of soil biology, organic matter and carbon in the soil. These two things are the main drivers behind our soil biology. And we need to make sure that our soil biology is operating properly in order to get nutrients into plants. So if you go back and look at the start, how do nutrients get from the soil into plants? Well, they get there in the good old-fashioned way of trading. The plant produces energy in photosynthesis, and that energy, aside from being used to build the leaves and the stems and the roots of the plant, is used to buy nutrients, water, minerals, secondary compounds, various elements in the soil, and buy those from the soil microbiology. And when the soil microbiology is healthy, it can deliver a full suite of nutrients through to the plant. And you realize that the importance of this symbiotic relationship, in that a plant, a crop or a grass, is putting about 40% of the energy that it produces into the ground, not into itself, into feeding the plants, the minerals, not the minerals, sorry, the microbiology in the soil in order to get those minerals. So that's really the whole thing that's got to be started off. And as you say, it comes back to starting with fixing up your carbon and fixing up your organic matter.
One of the big things that come up as the price of water, or the cost of getting water, whether it's pumping it through a borehole and spending a fortune on a generator pump, or it's paying for municipal water, it's a massive, massive input cost for a farmer, and he has to charge more for his carrots if he's very water intensive. And yet, by improving organic matter, we've been told and we've read that your amount of water that gets held in your soil rather than just drains away is a lot higher. Is that just a myth, or is that an absolute truth?
I mean, there's scientific evidence, experiments that have been done to prove that regenerative farming and farming with increased organic matter and cover on the ground, so that water doesn't evaporate from the soil, increases the water availability in the ground. So what happens is that organic matter and the carbon, it opens up pores in the soil. As one microbiologist puts it, it's like your bed springs, that's creating the gaps. That's the carbon and the organic matter. And then the water and air is able to fill in those gaps created by those bed springs. And the stat that's put out is that for every 1% increase in organic matter in your soil, so if you go from, say, 3% organic matter to 4% organic matter, sounds like a very small amount, but you're talking 120,000 liters per hectare of water that field can hold, compared to the field that's just 1% less. And so it really is, once again, that organic matter in the soil that's important. And you got to have also some mulch on top of that soil to protect it from the sun. It comes down to creating a microenvironment that allows the biology to flourish. And we've got to give it a house. We can't keep breaking its house and taking its blanket off. So yeah, those two things are crucial in water, and there's some amazing stats that have come out in terms of reduction in water usage by following methods like this.
So in a drought time, I mean, you're going to get your payback over and over when the rain season slows in its natural cycles, or through global warming or whatever. It's almost like hedging your bets, and it's not that expensive to mulch and compost. So it seems like a no-brainer. Andrew, next question, and probably the last one. We've just gone on 10 minutes, and we promised our listeners we'd be quick, short, and sharp. But in our observation, and as lay people and just as simple retailers, we've noticed that the farms that work their soil and improve the quality and organic matter in their soil also seem to be the most popular farmers in terms of taste of what comes out of their soil. Is that just fancy marketing, or is that just a perception in customers' minds? Is there any true correlation that one can make with those two factors?
Between good soils. Well, firstly, I want to start off by saying I don't like your terminology. I don't like farmers who work their soil.
Okay.
Working soil is
zero till.
Working soil is an old-fashioned concept that needs to be laid to rest. But yeah, I mean, it all comes down to nutrient density. And if you think about it, it's like before we invented fertilizer, okay, all of the nutrients inside a plant were provided by soil microbiology and the symbiotic relationship between the soil microbiology and the plant. And that relationship meant that a full diet of nutrients could be taken up by the plant, that a full selection of minerals, of micronutrients, of secondary metabolites could all be taken up by the plant. The problem was when we invented synthetic fertilizer, we came along with our NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and we broke that relationship because the plant no longer had to buy its nutrients from the soil. It was now being given for free from the man-made fertilizer. And leaving aside the other environmental negative aspects of that, we broke the system whereby the plant was setting up this symbiotic relationship. And we gave it food, but we gave it such a small array. We gave it three things. We gave it nitrogen, we gave it phosphorus, and we gave it potassium. There is an array of more than 50 minerals that are needed at the end of the day. And we're not giving any of those. And effectively what we did was we took the diet of the plant and we reduced it and we reduced it. And the plant now gets cornflakes for breakfast, it gets cornflakes for lunch, and it gets cornflakes for dinner. And it's not that healthy. And so then if you come along as the human who is living off that plant, you are now going to be getting the end result of what a plant can do with eating cornflakes and nothing else. And so the plant doesn't have its full suite of nutrients to pass on to you. And when it comes down to taste is an animal's way of deciding whether something is good to eat or not good to eat. And there is a relationship between nutrient and taste. And this is done by animal scientists the whole time. And although us humans have been so sidetracked by marketing and by flashy labels and by scientists putting sugar in every single possible form inside our food, we still at heart have that ability, like animals, to discern what's good and what's not good. And we need to overlook the tricking by the science and go back to what we like. And when we taste two pieces of broccoli, if the one tastes better, that's going to be the one that's got more nutrients in it.
Yeah, we're finding that absolutely. Andrew, this is such a fascinating topic, and you've really just touched on it. I'd love to link you through to our customers because that's what we do at Jackson's. We link our customers to farmers and to people out there helping farmers. How can people learn more? And you've got this really cool Facebook page. Is that the right place to find you, and what is it called?
Yeah, so there's a Facebook group, which is great because there we can share information, and every week, every day actually, there's new stuff that's shared around on the internet, and that's the Regenerative Agriculture Association Facebook page. Then also have a website, which is more of a static entity, but it's got a whole lot of this information for a deeper delve and a read about the whole field of regenerative agriculture and the soil and plant nutrition and human health.
Fantastic. Really, really lekker. And thank you for pulling over on that highway. We saw cars zipping past your window, and we're glad you made it to the end of the podcast safely. And we'd love to get you back on soon. But thank you for the time you spent with us today. And we'll speak to you soon.
Gary. A pleasure. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Cheers, man.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.